Litecoin and Bitcoin's next move. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here with your daily update. We're going to take a look at Litecoin, and then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. First, on each one, we're going to first take a look at the bearish scenario and then the bullish. Stick around.
1, 2, 3, jump!
What's up, guys? As always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anyone that's doing any investing or any trading in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. So with that being said, if you haven't already or you're new here, hit the subscribe button in the lower right hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. That way you can keep up to date. Also, if you would, leave comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think of the video, and let me know what you think Litecoin and Bitcoin are doing. Also, if you could, give it a giant thumbs up. Really helps the channel, guys. And I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing, commenting, and liking. So with that being said, let's take a look at the charts here. We're in the 1 hour of Litecoin, and you can see I have the channel drawn here. Guys, I'm going to try to make this video quick. I made a whole video and then realized I didn't have the camera on before this, so I'm going to try to make this just real quick and get my point across and show you what my opinions are. So we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario first. And as you guys know, I like my RSI. So if you look at where we're at now on the daily RSI, we've come down and got resistance at the bottom of this. We move it over so you can see this rising wedge, and we're getting a tick. We got a bounce up and getting a tick back down. Now we're gonna probably test the bottom of this again and either get support or fall through. But like I said, I'm gonna look at the bearish scenario first. If we were to fall through here, where we might be headed. So I am going to go into the 4 hour and see what we might be looking at here. So again, if we look at the 4 hour RSI alongside of this too, looking at this symmetrical triangle in the 4 hour, we come up, didn't quite test the bottom of this symmetrical triangle, which, you know, I believe we will come back up and test it. And that may be the tip of the bear flag, looking at the bearish scenario. Like I said, I'm going to look at the bullish scenario next. So if we were to draw what seems to be forming here, which this could end up being, whoops, I don't know what that was. This could end up being a pennant also, but I'm going to look at it as a bear flag first. And what we're looking at here, if we did a measured move down, and guys, I like to keep this real simple and give you guys simple areas to watch and kind of look at what we may be looking at. So if we were to break down from here, that would be the bottom of this channel, which would be the, you know, between $34 and $35 range for the support on the bottom of the channel. Now, like I said, that's the bearish scenario. Now I'm going to take a look at the bullish scenario real quick, and then we're going to move on to Bitcoin and do the same. Let me get rid of this stuff here. Okay, guys, like I said, we look like we didn't quite touch. I'm going to go in a little closer to RSI. We didn't quite touch the bottom of this, and looking at the RSI, this looks like a bull flag in the RSI where we would come up and test the bottom of this triangle. Again, that would be the top of this channel up here. Now, if we were to break through and come test the top of this for support, this is what my opinion and my bias right now is bullish, as always. But, you know, I've been bullish this whole way up while people were saying I was over bullish. So I'm going to stick to my plan, and that is still have this $56 range right here, which obviously over here we had resistance, support. Then when we broke through, this becomes new resistance. So, and the way I've gotten that, excuse me, was, if you remember, we had this bull flag here that we did a measured move off of the flagpole from where we broke out, and I had put it up on top of here, and that's why I still have this $56 range as my target. And there's another target also that I've put in here. If you measure the channel and then measure where we've broken out of the channel, that gave me this $65 range. Actually, it was $64 to $65 range right in there. And that's where I got that target. And like I said, we're looking at the bullish scenario, guys, and this is only if we break back through the top of this channel. And so the other thing I was looking at, guys, if we take this blue line right here, this support and resistance line at $41, and look at this as a possible Adam and Eve, and we do a measured move from the top of that, which would be the neckline of the Adam and Eve, and measure down to the tip of the Adam and put it up to where we broke out here, that would be right in the $60 range, which would match up with old support and resistance. So that's a good possibility that we could be looking at an Adam and Eve there. So that's another case for the bullish scenario. And like I said, that would be around the $60 range. We're going to put a target in for that too, just to be safe, looking at that as an Adam and Eve. So that leaves us with these these three targets here. And obviously, these numbers aren't exact. They're just to give us an idea of the range. So I'm going to put a price on that one of around, let's do $60.53. Sounds good to me. Again, guys, these are just estimates. So obviously, if this is an Adam and Eve, this $60 to $61 range is my target. And this longer target up here is the breakout of the channel. That's the measured move from the channel. So, but as of right now, guys, I'm looking at the 56 area for the bullish scenario. So that's where we're at with that. Let's jump into Bitcoin and do the same. All right, Bitcoin, same deal. Looking at this symmetrical triangle that we've been following for a long time. And if you guys watched my videos yesterday, I said that I was looking for support on the top of this triangle, which we've gotten right here on this candle. Let's go into the RSI of this also. And if you see, if you look, I have a rising wedge drawn here also. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. I have the rising wedge drawn here also, and it looks like we're coming back down to test the bottom for support. And like I said, I'm going to look at the bearish scenario first, and it's pretty much the same thing, guys, as going to the 4-hour as Litecoin for the bearish scenario. And let's do this. If you remember yesterday, I said that I was looking for a 4-hour candle to open and close above this top of the symmetrical triangle, which that was this candle here, and it ended up doing it. And then we got the push up, and then we come back down to test the top of this symmetrical triangle again for support. And so far we're getting support off it. Now let's take a look at the 4-hour RSI. If we take a look, I have a rising wedge drawn here in the 4-hour RSI, which could also be drawn as a channel. I'm gonna keep it drawn in like I have it right now, but I am gonna show you the channel, which is right here, which is a rising channel. So let me get rid of this line now. Sorry guys, I hope I'm not confusing you here. I'm just trying to get this video done quick. I don't have as much time because, like I said, I screwed up on the first one. So, all right. Back to the bearish scenario. So, again, just like in Litecoin, if we were to draw a draw a bear flag in here, something like that, and then we do a measured move off of this flagpole from here, and then we move it over to where we would break out from this, which, let's say somewhere in this area, would bring us down to the bottom of this symmetrical triangle here, which would be in the $3,350 to $3,400 range, and depending on where we hit, we may get support on it up in here, you know, around the $3,480 range. But that is the bearish scenario, so keep an eye out for that. Watch for us, I guess, if we were to break down below this symmetrical triangle area, the top of the symmetrical triangle, then I'd be looking for the bearish scenario. But if the top of this holds, I'm looking for the bullish scenario, which I'm going to show you now, my targets for that. And the targets for the bullish scenario are, okay, if we look at this and do a measured move off this flagpole here, which would be around there to the breakout, somewhere in here. And guys, this is quick. So that would have been the 4271 area, which I am going to put another target in there for that. Let's put that here. All right, so that's going to be another one of the targets, guys, right here. I'm going to go ahead and put a price label on that, which would be right around the 4250, 4270 range, which is a possibility that we come up and get resistance on this white trend line. And the white trend line, guys, is a falling wedge that I've had drawn. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it and get an idea. But this is the falling wedge I've had drawn in Bitcoin, and give you an idea what the white lines are we're looking at when I'm zoomed into the chart. So on the bullish scenario, what I do see is us going to test the top, or yeah, the top of that falling wedge, and possibly getting resistance from there, and then start our correction down. But again, guys, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I do believe the bottom is in right here. There's a possibility, you know, maybe of a double bottom, but I definitely, in my opinion, I don't see the lower lows. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I believe we've seen the lows. So now we're going to do a measured move from this triangle and take a look at that, and then I'm going to show you one more bullish scenario after this bullish scenario. So if we take that and put it at the breakout of this triangle, we're looking at the $5,000 range, which that would break us through. That would mean we broke through up here at this between 4250 and 4350 range. If we break through and maybe come back down, test for support, and then continue on up. Obviously, these targets are a lot further away. I'm not saying we're getting to these anytime soon, but I do believe it is possible, and I'm going to show you where I've gotten the higher one here. If we look at this as Adam and Eve, and this blue line right here would be about the neckline of the Adam and Eve, and if we do a measured move from that area, that's the Eve I'm measuring here, and we were to break out over here, that's where I got this higher target over here, guys, the $5,200 range. So just so you know where I'm coming up with these, and I want to stress that I'm not guaranteeing we get up that high. I am looking for these targets in here, though, for my bullish scenario, and I am leaning more bullish than bearish for the short to midterm here. Because of this, like I said, I'm really stressing on the top of this symmetrical triangle here, because if we do break through there, then it's more the bearish scenario and going to test the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. So yeah, the $4,300 range is our old resistance right here, old support right here, and that's what I'm looking at here as a possible touch up to here. But like I said, as of right now, for the short to midterm, my 4250 to 4350 area is my target for the top of this falling wedge trend line right here. So, all right, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right hand side of the screen, and there's a Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Click that. That'll get you subscribed. Tick the little notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Give it a giant thumbs up and leave me your comments. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Later, guys.